Views expressed here are not supported by and do not reflect those of the Evening Rush Network. Viewers' discretion is advised.
What's going on? Welcome to the Evening Rush each and every Wednesday. You already know what it is. It's your boy Don. I am in the building. I have Rainbow, who is also in the building. And then we have a special guest, Miss Sophia Cousin. She's in the building with us.
Yeah.
So today is a very enlightening day. We're gonna be talking about helping children with special needs. We have a great advocate in the building for Hours of Learning. And we're going to pretty much get into it early. Once again, I definitely want y'all to do what I asked y'all to do. Please subscribe, tune in, share. Those are the most important things.
Like. You got to like it too. Subscribe, share, like.
And make sure you show some support to the show. Hit the Cash App. You already know we definitely appreciate it.
Because I like some money.
So let's definitely get into it. We're talking about helping children with special needs. Miss Sophia Cousins is in the building. Miss Sophia, I start every show off by asking, who is Sophia Cousins?
Sophia Cousins is mother, daughter, friend, aunt, special education advocate. I am an avid reader. I read a lot, especially literature that challenges me and teaches me. I like a good challenge, and I believe that evolution is the key in excelling. I don't believe in stagnancy. I believe in growth, and I subscribe to growth. So learning myself is also a very favorite pastime of mine because it increases my value as a person in this space. And I love music, of course. Yeah.
When I met you, we had a great discussion, an amazing discussion, and that was the whole purpose of you being on the show. You also have another venture we will return to because we're definitely gonna have you back on to talk about that. Okay. But I wanted to focus on the fact that when we were discussing children, and I was explaining to you, I have two sets of twins. One of them are on the scale. Both of my last two are on the scale of autism.
Spectrum.
Spectrum. Thank you.
It's not a scale.
For autism, and
indeed, thanks. Rainbow.
And we decided, I said, well, you know what? This is the perfect time to have a show like this. We were starting out season 4, and I just felt it's things like that we're missing, that we're not discussing, and bring it to the light.
Absolutely.
So can you please bring that to the light?
Okay, special education advocacy for me is more than a passion. It's a lifestyle. I myself, being the mother of a child born with special needs and who is now living with a lifelong disability. My son has cerebral palsy, some developmental delays. He's non-ambulatory, so that means he doesn't walk. He's 24 years at this point. And I started this journey. I started this sojourn in advocating for my son. Didn't know anything, didn't understand what that meant in the education sector, education space. And so, but I being a very, how should I put it, a ruthless, and I use that word with intention, a ruthless soul who believes in, I ruthlessly subscribe to social justice. And so merging and mirroring that with being a mother to a child with special needs, I started seeing some very great indications in my son that, you know, there's room for growth, that he's able to prosper educationally. And so the public school space often just herd children with special needs into a box. It's like they do it like a one size fit all. And there were things about my son and aspects and attributes of my son that were excellence. And then there were those that needed a lot of work and improvising on. And so I had to address this. And my way of doing so was starting to advocate for him. I started by pushing the envelope when an assistant principal said to me, "Don't you know that you have more power than the school's chancellor?" Because I was having some serious issues at the time. I think he was in kindergarten or grade 1. And I said, "Really?" And that was all I needed to hear. I started putting pen on paper, writing, my legal briefs, taught myself. I don't have a law degree. I started studying the Individual Disabilities Education Act, which covers and governs children with special needs in the public education space. I also familiarized myself with Section 504 of the Rehabilitation Act of 1973, and also the American Disabilities Act, because all these 3 federal laws, they all run parallel to each other in supporting the educational odyssey of special needs children in public schools.
And I want to say this correctly. How do you, because we have a lot of parents that pretty much are in denial. They don't want to accept the fact that maybe their child that has special needs or might need help. How do y'all go about trying to help those
evaluate
those people?
Yeah. Is it the people or the students you're talking about, Dawn? Like,
well, the students,
the parents, or
getting the parents to wanting to come in to have their children evaluated.
Well, we don't evaluate children just using evaluation. I have a school psychologist on board, and we can talk about that later. But getting parents to accept that their children do have some, disabilities or some weaknesses in their abilities to learn and to function educationally, that starts with wanting the best for your child. And if you don't want once you are hoping and working towards the betterment of your child, then you are already in acceptance. For those who are not in acceptance of any inabilities their child may be experiencing in learning and being functional in the public education space, then that's something that we also do. We train parents. We're getting ready to start workshops, so parents can attend our workshops where we can educate them on how to first come to terms with their child's special education issues, and then how to advocate for their child, and also how to teach their child how to advocate for themselves. So it's a 3-prong. First, you have to want the best for your child.
Right.
And
wanting
that's
the
most
best
important.
For your child, you have already accepted that this child has some exceptional issues. And then moving forward, you already have equipped yourself emotionally and mentally to go forth into taking the step. And one of the biggest challenges for parents, even when they do accept and do acknowledge that their child has a, educational setbacks because they have their special needs, is interpreting and understanding and interpreting the law. It's a bit special education is very complex, and school districts know that. And 99.9999% of parents do not know what the law consists, let alone to interpret that. And oftentimes that leaves them. That's where the disparity comes in, because school districts know this and they do things ad nauseum and just shove it down the parents' throat. And parents, because they don't understand the law, let alone to interpret the law, the IDEA, Individual Disabilities Education Act, then they just take anything that goes. And they, a lot of times, they're frustrated, but they don't know where to turn because they believe that the bureaucracy standing in front of them, which is oftentimes the school district, that they are not able to challenge it, which is not true.
Well, I definitely agree with you. I have another question, but one of our viewers have a question. She says she doesn't live in New York City any longer. So I would like to know if there's workshops available virtually.
Virtually.
Yes, we will be creating the workshop haven't started yet, and we represent clients across the country. So we're not just relegated to New York City. We represent because the law, the special education law, is not just isolated to one geographic. It's federal law, and it expands across the entire United States. So, but for now, she can call us if she needs help with any special education case. Then, of course, we're here. We have great experts on our team. We have a national school psychologist who tenured with the New York City Department of Education for over 10 years. We also have a special education teacher and behaviorist who is also a part of our team. And what we do is I'm the case strategist and the lead advocate here. And what we do is microscopically break IEPs down, because that's where it starts. When special education students are failing, or when the school district is failing special education students, either or, it starts with the IEP or the 504.
And like I told you that day, my biggest issue was the fact that I didn't like the word special education. Like, why did we have, like, I felt like it was a title. And unfortunately, that title, there's, if you go by the Board of Ed, they tell you, well, we'll put your kid in Ms. 2, which is they'll have behavior issues. And then you have them in Ms. 1, which is the educational part. So I always used to hate that title of
special
education. And, when it was just that your child needed help, whether they need to have 2 paras or, maybe, you was a little exceptional of behavior issues.
Well, so, not all schools are like that, because my godson had educational issues. Like he didn't go to a separate classroom. He just had a para sit in the classroom with him, and on certain tests, he would just get more time. So it's not like he was taken out and was put into a different classroom specifically for special education. Like
he had an educational para.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
For certain, like because it wasn't for every subject. Like it might have been math, because math might have not been his best subject. So he didn't have it for every class. So he wasn't in a special education classroom. He was in his regular classroom with all the rest of his classmates, and he just had someone come in when it was time for that specific subject, and then they'd leave or whatever.
Yeah. But his issue may have been very minimal. So he may have been high functioning, but with some delays. So that required that.
Because he had his disorder was he had seizures. So he had like a delay. Like, I guess there was a learning delay.
Okay.
So I guess he would get help. They gave him accommodations. Like he would get extra timing on that specific test.
Yeah. Okay, that's accommodation.
Mm-hmm.
Also, the law clearly states, IDEA clearly states that children with special needs in public school or any school, children with special needs must be educated in the least restrictive environment. And that what that means, the interpretation of the law in that sense clearly means that if there is a student with special needs, whatever that special need is, they must be put in a class with general education students. That's what we call a least restrictive environment. So they are learning alongside their peers. So they can have a they can be classified, that's the right word, as special education with an IEP or a 504 plan, and be in a class with general education students, because the law clearly states that must be educated in the least restrictive environment, and that is meaning they must be educated alongside their general education peers.
And the problem with that is a lot of people don't know that.
No,
because
they don't.
The school tells you what they want, because to me, I understand, I believe
it's whatever's easier for them at the time.
No, it's a business. The school is another business, and it's ran.
Right. What they're doing, they're trying to save money, and districts are trying to save money, and in doing that, they then become non-compliant with the law, because the IEP and the 504, they're both federal documents. The IEP is a federal document. The 504 plan is a federal document. So the schools must be in compliance with that. And schools, they often just, again, they are dependent, and their actions are inclined and aligned with the ignorance of a parent. And I don't mean, no pun intended, with a parent not knowing what their rights are. I just took a case, what are we, Wednesday, day before yesterday, where the child is on the spectrum, autism, so New Jersey, and the child is high functioning, but the school district is wanting to place the child in a class where lower functioning special education children are. And we do know that children learn from each other, and that would cause the child to regress. And when we look at, we're currently looking right now in the throes of looking at all the students' progress reports versus the students' psychoeducational evaluation, and it just doesn't, the IEP is not supporting it. So we just took that case on. So oftentimes we do have students who have special abilities, but their strengths are greater in some areas, and that should be addressed, instead of using a one-size-fits-all, where our students are, the districts are failing our students, and they keep promoting students from one grade to another every school year when the student has not satisfied the current grade. So that's a disservice.
It's just pushing them, and they need help instead of trying to help them. Okay, we have a caller. Thank you, caller, for calling the Evening Rush. How can I help you?
You wanted to make a comment or ask the guest a question.
Okay. You're live, bro. You can ask.
So I want to thank you first and foremost for the work that you do, working in Medicaid. I see a lot of families that are knowledgeable of things and resources that are available to them. But it sounds like, and I could be wrong, but from the things that I'm hearing, it sounds like the schools are somewhat adversarial, or they're not wanting to provide families all of the resources they can. If that is the case, why do you believe that is the case?
But as I think it was Rainbow that said, the school is a business. So they are wanting to, they put themselves on a budget, and they call this policy. You know, they oftentimes tell parents, it's our policy. When you're dealing with any entity that is a government body or an institution, and once they mention policy, often that word is somewhat of a, feels like a weapon to the person who is receiving it. Well, it's our policy to do this. It's our policy, and we don't. I myself, I'm very averse to that. I don't care about policy. I care.
Policies can be broken, though.
But policies cannot trump federal law. And the IEP and the 504 plans, they're federal documents. You know, back in 2012, I single-handedly made 2 precedents in the Eastern District of New York federal court. They sealed that case because no one has ever brought, you know, I sued New York City Department of Education and New York City for a special needs child in federal court. It was such an egregious case, and they sealed the case. But of course, I have the authority to unseal it whenever I come across a case that, you know, mirrors that. I can pull that precedence and use it in that. But that was a landmark case across the country. Eastern District of New York, federal court.
Now,
So I guess the second question I have, if I got the time and the space,
please, I'm here.
From an advocacy standpoint, you know, how do we get parents and those that are invested to have some more grassroots organizing and push on subjects like these? Because a lot of this, to your point, being policy a weaponized word, a lot of this is just miseducation and fear. So what efforts or what ideas or what things might you guys have going on that can get some more grassroots organizing and focus on this? Because I rarely hear any of our politicians, especially New York City, speak about that.
Well, it's so ironic that you're mentioning this. You seem to, the universe must have sent you here directly, and that's truth on my end, that you were sent here by the universe. I was just having a discussion with one of my team members yesterday, and we talked about how could we move ourselves from being, you know, so private as to align, because schools usually see us as the adversary. We're coming to force the hand. We're coming to make things right. We're coming to upset the apple cart. We're coming to stop the hamster wheel. And I have created, if you look at my website, I've created something called the Parent Engagement Solution, and that is geared directly for schools. So, if, you know, where we would come in, we would educate the faculty and also have parent workshop in the school. So the schools would sponsor this. And there are different prongs. If you look at my website on the services, where it says the Parent Engagement Solution, there is a slew of different aspects of parent engagement solutions that can make this, you know, that can remove the cauldron of adversary between special education advocates and school districts. So we have yet to enlist any school, because I've just developed it. But it's something that we're very much prone to explore.
That sounds good. That sounds very good.
All right, thank you, bro. I appreciate you calling in.
It's crazy to me
no
that.
problem.
All right, bro.
Thank you, sir.
It's just very crazy to me that the schools actually see the advocates as like the enemy. We're all here. Everyone is here. You became teachers. You became the principal, the dean, whoever in the school for the betterment of these children. Yeah. And that's what I'm here to do. So why is it that that we're fighting for who's right and who's wrong? We should all be on the same side.
Yeah.
Because we're here for the betterment of these children. And
I have another question for somebody in the comments. They said my son's school is suggesting a 504 plan, which I'm not in full understanding of. But why is it easy for me to say yes to the 504, but it takes a board to remove him from it if it got to a point of him no longer
I'm not understanding. So her son's school, or this individual,
they're suggesting a 504.
Okay.
She's not in full understanding of what a 504 is. And because she's not just saying yes, they want to remove her child to the point of him no longer needing such assistance.
Okay,
So in
well,
other words, they're saying,
Either
here's a
choose this or he
504.
out.
Yeah.
we get that a lot. I have so many cases right now with that nonsense. You take this or this is my final offer. When they use that term, it's very, very disconcerting, that school. And they use that term a lot to the parents. This is our final offer, as if our babies, and I call them babies, no matter how grown they are. I'm living with a 24-year-old baby in some sense, as if it's an auction block,
Mm-hmm.
offer. And that's where I come in. That's where we come in. That's where Eyes of Learning come in, to use the tenets of the law, and in this case, Section 504 of the Rehabilitation Act of 1973, and the schools must provide a clear understanding of what it is, instead of just giving it to the parent and say your child needs a 504 because of XYZ. There needs to be a clear understanding of why and how it functions, how it works, what the accommodations are, and why these accommodations are necessary. And that's not what they're doing. They're just writing documents. That's why a lot of times the 504 plans and the IEP plans does not serve the child. They are necessary. There's no way I'm negating that, because this is what protects and supports the student's educational odyssey throughout, their school years. From age, the IEP serves the child from age 3 all the way through age 21. The 504, is a little bit less solid. So what I can implore that this parent to do, you can reach out to us for a free 15-minute consultation. Go to our website and you click on the service page. There is a little box that will pop up. Fill it out. It takes you into our calendar. Choose the date and time, and we can take it from there. But you've come to the right place. We have a great team here: a national school psychologist, and special education teacher, and behaviorist. And most often, children with special needs, there are some behavioral challenges. So our special education teacher is not just degreed in the special education aspect. She also is degreed as a behaviorist. So you've come to the right place. Wonderful, wonderful team we have here. And by the way, just to let everyone know, we are a paid service. We are not a free service. We're not a what do you call that?
Non-for-profit.
Right. We're a paid. Yeah.
So, before we go, I definitely want to thank you, because definitely I wish we had more time.
I wish we did too. I'm sure more people have questions coming in.
But like I said, once again, you'll be back. So it's.
Okay.
I'm about to say this is the first of many.
Yeah. Well, welcome to your other family.
All right, I received that. I received that.
Because I honestly, like I said, you were a blessing when I first met you.
Thank you.
And when we sat there and talked, you opened my eyes to a lot of things that I wasn't
that you didn't know
aware of. You know, everybody knows my wife deals with the kids and more of the school situation. When she got sick and it was on me, I was confused,
lost.
I like getting them into the new school that they're in was like pulling teeth, because I didn't.
It was like
have help.
It was like Chinese for Dawn. He was like, "What?"
And I honestly think my village, because that's who helped me get them where they needed to be.
You shared that with me when we met initially, and it's daunting. Special education is scary because you're dealing with these special abilities of your child in the home. And then that transcends into the school where you have to be present. I remember when my son was in, I'm just going to say this quick. I remember when my son was in elementary school, I went to school one day. I was very upset because the para would send him home with filth in his butt. And I went to the school and I spoke with the parent and with the principal, and she called up, summoned the teacher, the para, and I forget who else. And while she was waiting for them, I kind of stepped outside of her office, but I overheard her telling someone, I keep telling them that Miss Cousins is one of those parents, even when she is not in the building, she's present. And I was like, okay, so but a lot of parents don't have that tenacity. A lot of parents don't have that know-how. And that's where we come in. So we implore parents, if you're here today and you have any special education issue, the tougher the better. We specialize in very complex cases. We serve our clients throughout the United States. Call us, go online, book your free 15-minute consultation, and we'll take it from there.
You also just got an invite for one of our sister shows, which is Chronicles of a Black Sheep. She actually wants you to come on her show as a guest as well.
Oh, so give her my number and have her call me.
Yes, more eyes on this. Definitely need more eyes on this.
This is definitely where, things that we need to touch on more. It's not always
very prevalent in our community. I have clients on Long Island who don't look like us, but it's the same issue.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think that our parents, people who Black and brown communities, I don't know what it is, why they feel so defeated, as if they have no voice. I see this in the white districts too, where frustration, but that frustration comes with taking action. They reach out, we need you to fix this, Miss Cousins. We need you guys.
Miss Cousins, I told you what it was.
We don't know that we don't know that we have these resources.
It's not just that we don't know we have the resources. We're in denial. We don't want to believe it's our kid for some reason.
Yeah, I know, but I know a couple of people, and it's not that they're in denial. They absolutely know that their child has behavioral or educational or has any type of disability. They know this, but when they are going to the people that they think are supposed to help them, they're not getting the help that they're supposed to get.
The school district is not going to help you. They're going to placate you. They're going to use hyperboles and semantics. It's sad to say. I have some school districts do help, but it's
rare. It's rare you'll find that good teacher that's gonna willing to help you and go all out for you to get
and that's the whole thing is
the help that they need.
Parents don't even know that they can challenge their students' IEP, their children's IEP. They don't know. A lot of parents don't know that. Yeah. Can I refuse? I had someone from Connecticut called yesterday, and she's had an appointment. I had a consultation with her, and she said, one thing I want to know, and this is a wealthy white school district in Connecticut. She said, what I want to know, so it's across the board. She says, what I want to know is there anything that you can do to challenge this? Can you? And I said, yes. She said, are you serious? We can challenge what they're. I said, yes, you can. And I cited certain laws to her, and
we're not educated. Not saying educated enough, but we're not educated in this particular aspect of special education, like you said, the laws. So parents or whoever, they don't know what they're entitled to.
And it's an entitlement. I thank you for using that word, and that's the operative word. I tell parents, this is an entitlement. It's not a privilege. Your child is entitled to a free and appropriate public education, and that's a bylaw. We call it FAPE under the Individual Disabilities Education Act.
Well, definitely anytime you need to come on this platform and share, the door is open. Just got to hit me up and
let us know.
I'll make it happen.
You tell me when, and I'll tell you if my calendar is free, and I'll be happy to come back. This is not just a passion for me, it's a lifestyle. I'm living with a young man with a lifelong disability, and I just wanted to say, when my son I started challenging the school district from since he was in elementary school. By the time he got to middle school, the challenge was so great that I stored up all those evidence. And I took, on top of all the different court cases that I had done for him at the time. And then I moved for private schooling. And my son, left public school in middle school and never went to a public institution ever. And had New York City pay for that, sued them and won. And, so he had a private high school education, a private post-secondary school. Yeah.
Nice.
Those are not cheap.
No. No, they're not.
Thank God. Thank God he had a great mother as an advocate.
Thank you.
Things done and
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
So once again, if y'all need to contact her, the number is.
And what's the website? Because
It's
she said
isleslearning.com. Just show the website. Also bring up the service page so they can see where they can book a free 15-minute consultation. Please, guys, when you get to the service page to book that free consultation, once you submit that free 15-minute consultation form, you must wait. It's going to take you into our calendar where you choose the time and date you want the call to take place.
Oh, okay.
I apologize for that. My computer is lagging.
So you go to
There we go.
Eyes of Learning, and you go to service. If you can click on the service page so they can kind of familiarize themselves with what that free 15-minute of scheduling
No,
looks
this
like.
is just this.
Yeah.
That's just a
Oh, that's
screenshot.
Just
thing.
yeah.
Okay. So it's
So
Eyes of
definitely
Learning.
hit the yellow button on the corner, and it will definitely take you where you need to go.
Correct.
Y'all know how to get to menus.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Y'all don't act up
They
now.
do.
So thank you again, Miss Sophia. I appreciate you as always, and I will be calling you soon either way because we will have you back up here.
Yes,
All
and
right?
have your colleague call me.
I will definitely do that because she's out in Texas, so they have a whole nother brand, so it
Right.
will
They
definitely help.
have a whole nother fan base, so it'll be more
Fan base.
people
Thank you.
that
I don't know why I'm so tongue
yeah, I
tied
don't know.
today.
You don't know nothing. There'll be a whole bunch
I'm
of
having
different
one of those
people
days.
that will get this information as well.
Yes, definitely.
Yes.
All righty.
All right. So we're getting ready to shoot to a commercial. We will be right back. You already know what it is. It's the Evening Rush.
Hey, what's up, you guys? It's your girl, Chrissy, here to let you know that the Evening Rush Network now has an app. Yes, an app, you guys. So you can stay connected on the go and watch all your favorite podcast shows. You can download the app at Google Play Store or Apple iTunes. So spread the word. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Also, if you're looking to start a podcast and really don't know how, well, hit us up at the Evening Rush Network at gmail.com and inquire about time slots, pricings, and everything you may need to get started. We got you. Join the winning team, the Evening Rush Network. And also, download that app. What are you waiting for?
Yo, you already know what it is.
And we're
back. It's the Evening Rush. You already know what it is. Listen, shout out to Naquasia. As you saw, she is now on a couple of different platforms, radio-wise. Also, we are looking for DJs that want to get their music out.
Me.
We're
No, I'm
here.
joking.
We are also looking, and that'll be a weekly show that we're offering for DJs. Definitely hit us up. We'll give you the information. We are also looking for any podcasts that want to come on the Rush Network. We are now open back to getting new
Talk your
podcasts
shit,
on
man.
and do what we need to do on this side of town.
If you want to talk your shit, talk your shit. We got a place for you to do it.
So, Rainbow, how was your week? Because, we didn't get to chop that up real quick.
It was cool. I did nothing special, but it wasn't bad. It was, like I said, just a regular week for me. How about yourself?
Long week. Definitely long week. Getting
your
back
weeks are always long.
Yeah, but it was getting back into work now.
Oh.
So, you know what I mean? And trying to get back to regular life, and you know how that goes. Yeah, definitely was long. What up, Perry Charles? I see you on the check-in. Appreciate you checking in. Yeah, he said I could have told you she ain't do nothing. Old homebody ass. Listen, That's
Don't worry
definitely
about this. Look, do you want your woman to be a homebody, or do you want her to be a out in the street type girl? So
well.
please,
Listen, it depends on what you're doing out in the
please.
street. You could be chilling and having a good time, but when you come home,
No
make
man
sure
wants
you
their
know what
woman to
you're doing.
be no man wants their woman to be out in the streets all the time.
Shout out to my Highway Bullies Social Club. They will be having an event October 20th. I will be hosting. So yes,
Oh,
I will be outside. It's at
outside.
a location. Definitely got to hit one of them up to get the location. I'm not putting it out here. So otherwise, I'm gonna stay in the street. Oh, so he basically saying if you want to stay in the streets, he gonna stay in the streets. That's what I like to see.
He's saying I'm right. If he have a woman, he home. Otherwise, he in the streets.
I'm in the
That's
streets
what he's
and I'm
saying.
home. You know what it is it depends on the business you're in. Because
It
I'm in a
depends.
business where I gotta be outside.
But the whole thing is
Unfortunately,
no. The whole thing is being in the streets and taking care of business is not actually being in the streets. That's taking care of
that
business.
mm,
That's not being.
it
I just be out here
it
in these
depends
streets.
because you're in the music business, so you're outside.
You outside, but you taking care of business.
Yeah.
I'm working. You can't just be like, I've been in the streets. I'm working, nigga. It's paying, nigga. Nah.
Yo, let's get on trending topics.
I don't know. You only
Right
sent me one
now,
thing, so I don't know what you're
I
talking
sent
about.
you. I sent you 2 or 3 things. I
You
mean,
sure?
one we're going to talk about anyway, which is Tupac's case has finally been solved. They
Do
got
you really
Keefe
think?
D. They got
Do,
Keefe D locked up
do you really think like how my man like
after all these years. Well,
you
I
told him?
mean,
Wait, after all these
it,
years, you told no. After all these years, you told on yourself?
it's what he said, and honestly, you got to think about everything. He been told on himself. First of all, Keefe went and said, "I was in the car. Orlando was here. I was here." No, he said, "I was here. Orlando was here."
That's what the same
And
thing you said.
no, because Orlando was on the passenger side. He was on the driver's side. Tupac and them got shot on the driver's side. So he's saying that Orlando put the gun
No grown
across
man is going.
him.
Yeah, ain't no grown man gonna let you shoot across them.
Thank you. And that
My nigga,
right
you trying to
there
shoot? You
was
trying to shoot me?
those were the things that told me, yo, something don't sound right. Something don't sound right. You heard that
But
they
wait,
arrested Puffy. I didn't get that notification. I will definitely be
because
checking it.
supposedly he said that Puffy is the one who told him to do so. Put the hit out. Yeah.
Nah, we know that's not true. I don't believe that. I think once again over Orlando getting stomped out there in Las Vegas is what caused that.
So
Suge said he ain't snitching. He said he
Suge
don't.
said he said I'm not
He
testifying.
ain't
I don't
testifying.
know nothing.
And that's one of the things that I find weird too, because he's following street code. But at this point, it's been how many years?
Yeah, he says Puff hands might be dirty. It's been rumored for years. That's what I'm saying. It's been rumored. It's been rumored since the day it happened. So, if y'all didn't have the evidence then, I'm pretty sure you don't have it now.
Yeah, but you know Puff ain't leave no paper trail. Puff just gave back publishing and stuff to this artist. Puff ain't leave no paper trail.
Why would there be what do you mean by paper trail? You thought he like sent it to his bank account?
Well, Puffy paid him. Honestly, they've paid Compton Crips when they were in LA for protection. So that was just normal stuff.
No, what I'm trying to say is you think he just paid him millions into his bank account and was like, yeah, this is how we're gonna know that if this man is saying that he's been security for this long, he's got money. So there is no paper trail. He's got money. So anything
and
that
he'll
he
have
does,
money saying that Puff gave him money because once again, they hired them for security and he went through CPD for that. But like she said, and I said, no man is going to sit here and let you put a gun across them.
Yeah, because my nigga, that ricochet, you might wind up shooting me. Now I'm dead.
Nah.
I'm not doing that.
Did it. I believe Keefe did it. But snitches, yeah, it does implicate someone.
But my nigga, why you wait this long to snitch? So because you told on yourself, now you want to snitch and say that.
Well, he said. Remember, he originally said Orlando was the one who did it. He admitted to that part. He said Orlando was the one that did it, and he's saying Orlando put the gun across him. And we all know Orlando is dead, so it was like, yo, you eating that charge, nephew, and that's his nephew, so you gonna eat that charge, nephew. You know what I mean? But they found the gun at his baby mother's house. Like, it was just too many coincidences.
First of all, why after 27 years you still got that gun? Why didn't you chop that up?
They dug it up.
Nah. You supposed to get rid of it, like get it incinerated or something, like not in the backyard, my nigga. Not in the backyard.
I got the gun that killed Tupac. Listen.
And then what? And then what you gonna do with it?
Yeah, the nephew was dead, so it's like, yo, I'm blaming the nephew. Keep that charge. Rainbow has done this before. Yeah, that was the only thing I could say. Like, that's what gave him up. Like, yo, things he was saying made no sense. But at the end of the day, they still should have got him for being an accomplice because he was in the car.
You were the getaway driver.
No, he wasn't the driver. They was in the back seat.
Oh, back seat.
So there was somebody in the front seat. That was the getaway driver. So there goes another person who should be locked up.
Sounds like he wanted to get caught. You say most they arrogant. Yeah, they want to get caught. They want niggas to know, yeah, it was me. It was I did that. Mm-hmm. Everybody did.
Yep. So
I ain't got time for that. No.
TCD's going down for Tupac's killing, which once again.
Do you think Keefe D the one that killed everybody in that car? Shit, everybody in the car was dead, set his ass, and now you going down.
He said everybody's dead except for Keefe. Oh, well, yeah.
No, he's saying everybody in that car is dead except Keefe D. So now they ain't nobody to be like, it wasn't him.
It wasn't Keefe. Yeah.
It wasn't him. Yeah, my nigga.
Now the problem is they're never gonna solve Biggie's case, and that to me is one of the biggest things because it's LAPD is all over it. It's their officers that had to deal with that. And that's the biggest problem I have with that situation is that they're never gonna solve that case.
Well, you know what they say, the Illuminati, Biggie was Puffy's sacrifice. So you ain't gonna it ain't gonna happen because the powers that be don't want it to be known.
I mean, after all these years, they need to get the persons who did these killings. Y'all killed two of the greatest rappers of that generation, and I will always say that.
Well, Miss Wallace believes. Okay, Perry.
No, Big had security with him. If you watch any of the shows, Big had security. Security got cut off. Puff was in one car with security. Big was with D-Rock and C's. So they had three cars. One, the security car got cut off by another car. And then the other car, another car is the one that pulled up.
I'm just saying, this just sounds like some shit out of a movie. This doesn't sound like real life. And this is why I think clearly it was orchestrated. But it had to be some type of an inside job.
Shaq said it, yeah. I agree. It should have been way more security. It was big. Y'all the Pac's death just happened. You knew it was
it
people
should have been more security, especially the fact that you're in LA.
Yeah.
Actually, y'all asses should have not been outside. Y'all shouldn't have been in LA. Y'all should have kept your black asses home.
Listen, you know, at the end of the day, you're in the music business, you still have to handle business. So unfortunately, they had to go there to promote the new album.
No, he didn't.
You know, I just think like that party shouldn't have been.
Let me think. Now at this point, it was an East Coast West Coast thing, right?
Yeah.
So West Coast supporters weren't even checking for Big. They probably wasn't even going to buy his music. So we out here trying to promote for what? They don't even want to hear from us.
You got a point there. That's definitely.
So there is no reason for us to be out here. We need to stick to the East Coast. We need to stay our asses on the East Coast and ride up and down this bitch and call it a day. Maybe a little Midwest, but they did not need to be in the West Coast.
Yeah.
They didn't need to be on the West Coast at all. Shit, even if it was Seattle, they ain't need to be there.
So, you know, Joker brought up something this morning that was mind blowing. Because they have the morning show, him and Vet. Shout out to both of them, and this whole 716 Live crew.
He sure did make more. But Dawn said that too.
Yeah, he made more for Biggie's death than anybody.
He made more of that. Well, first of all, the whole "I've been missing you." Sting is getting paid what, $5,000 a day or $50,000 a day just for that sample. One.
Yeah.
And then he made so much money during that time because that's all everybody was blasting. Everybody was listening to that. Royalties, forget royalties. He owned the damn music. So.
Well, that's the thing. Puff just gave up.
That's now.
All the publishing. Yes. All the publishing.
That's now because he's feeling guilty.
To all his let's get this straight. He gave it up because what's going on? PJ, how you feeling, bro? It's good to see you up here, man. He gave up all the publishing and the masters because, and let's get this right. They're no longer making enough money to give to him. Those masters, all that publishing has slowed down the income that's coming in. So that's the reason. He said Sting is getting 2 racks a day off of that.
Did you see?
And he
did anybody watch the video?
Big's catalog to Faith to give to their kids. So that's where his publishing went.
Why did he give it to Faith to give to the kids? Ain't the kids grown? Can't they get it themselves?
Well, listen, you know, I honestly think, you know, Miss Wallace should have got the publishing for Big. But
I mean, she probably
understand Faith was legally his wife at the time.
And those were legally his kids. So everything, I don't know, whatever. That ain't legal. They ain't married no more. She married several other people after that. Stevie J.
Multiple people.
But what was I about to say? Shit, it made me forget. God.
And then you think about it. Danity Kane's music is not worth nothing.
Nobody's
112 music is not worth nothing.
Not worth.
The Locks is probably the only ones that music is worth something.
No, Lil' Kim.
He doesn't have publishing for Lil' Kim. Okay. Lil' Kim was not on Bad Boy. Who else? 112. Their money, you know what I mean? They're not getting that crazy bread from this situation.
Ain't nobody, like you just said, the Locks. Why did Big Daughter have to sell T-shirts for money? That's correct. You're right. She should be well taken care of. She should be well taken care of, just like his kids are well taken care of.
You know, G-Dep, I think is in jail, so he ain't gonna get no money. Loon is in jail, he ain't getting no money.
Loon ain't in jail.
Loon is not. Yeah, Loon is in jail. He committed. He told on himself and went to jail.
When?
A minute a minute ago.
I saw Loon with my
Loon
own
is free?
eyes. I'm like, I saw
Loon
Loon.
is free. All right.
Saw Loon
I know
with my
one of
own
them
two
snitched
eyes.
on himself.
I'm about to say, I just
He's
saw.
been released. Okay.
Yeah, I just saw. There's just a picture of him and Shone
Lion
together.
is out. Yeah, yo, but at the end of the day, these artists are not
Black
gonna
Rob
make
died. Craig
Mack are dead. Neither of them are gonna make money from nothing they put out.
No. Well, I mean, because
So
they're not here anymore.
This was the perfect time for him to give back.
That man is stressed out. Have you seen?
Listen, here goes your stuff. I'm not making no money off of this. Here you go.
But have you seen?
Love, baby, love. I'm out here. Love. Perfect timing. Yep. Listen, here you go. Here's the love. Go. Y'all got your stuff back. Now y'all can stop saying I robbed you. Now you can stop saying I'm stealing from you. Because it's no longer worth anything.
Exactly. So you done stole what you could steal, and now you want to give it back. I don't want it. Keep it. If it's not making you no money, it ain't gonna make me none either.
Thanks.
And actually, it probably costing you some money, so keep it, nigga.
So next up on trending topic. Listen, I need y'all to understand this. Keefe said Puff paid him millions to take out Suge and Pop.
I guess the $1 million.
Like I said, he gave him plenty of money, but it was towards him being a security.
Well,
that's what he's gonna write it off as.
That's what is
you're
on
my
his
security.
That's what's on his what the hell do they call it? What do they call this shit, Don? When you write it down, what is it called?
What do you mean?
Forget it.
Well,
I'll get back to it.
That's what he wrote it off as. That's a write off. I wrote listen, security for me and my team. While we in LA. So he ain't never gonna you never gonna get him on that. So the next topic.
This whole thing I just don't get. You told yourself now after 27 years, my nigga. You gotta eat that by yourself because I'm not going down with you. I'm not.
Yeah, that is true. No, but it's not evidence, bro. It's not enough evidence. He said I think they had a security firm, or one of those made up security firms. Yeah, they could be gang affiliates, but they were legally security firm.
In the early 90s, if you was in LA, you was gang affiliate anyway.
Yeah, you was either Crip or Blood. Latin King.
Something. Everybody was in the gang in the early 90s. Like, I was in a gang in the early 90s. I'm joking, y'all.
So we're going to talk about this girl who chose to go out to Dubai. Now, this is the most crazy shit I've ever heard.
What do you mean? How is it so crazy? 1 year.
She's getting ready to do a year in jail.
Mm-hmm.
Because the security agent said that she touched her when they was the ones patting her down. I'm confused. And
but
see,
why
this is weird.
Wait, what are we getting patted down for?
Well, she was in Dubai for a layover. They had to get back on the plane.
But did you hear what you said? A layover, which means I never left the airport.
No, I guess they did because it was a 10-hour layover.
Nigga, you might as well set your ass right here. But what are you getting a pat down for? They only pat you down in the airport.
Because when you go out the airport, and then when you come back in,
go ahead.
You got to go back through TSA.
You go back through TSA, and if they feel
she had a faja on. And they told her
use the wand. You use the wand.
They pulled her to the side and said, "Yo, miss, you got to take this faja off." They wanted to make sure she didn't have no drugs or anything. So she was in a lot of pain. So of course she was, she's acting crazy. Why are you doing this to me? She pulls it off, showed him whatever. She's clear. She needed help putting it back on. So she called her friend over to help me put it on. As she called her friend over, they got her saying, yo, put your hands behind your back. You put your hands on the TSA agent and bang. Now they got her locked up over there in Dubai.
Yeah, they don't play with violence, any type of crime over there.
But once again, she's a 21-year-old.
She needs to call the U.S. Somebody needs to go to the embassy in Dubai and advocate for her.
Listen, this is why I keep saying, yo, going to these places is crazy. Yes, they sound amazing, but the rules is different. The rules
are,
real,
but you also need to
different.
You also need to look these things up. You can't just be going up people's countries and just thinking that you're going to do the same shit that you was doing here. You can't do that in other people's countries. You have to be respectful of their cultures and their rules and the laws of that country.
That country is different though. You ain't allowed to curse.
No.
Like it could have slipped out. You going to jail. That's why I can't go there. My mouth's
I don't know. I don't know if they're gonna put you in jail for cursing. You might get a fine.
I don't know because her fine is $4,000. It's on $44,500.
No, wasn't it
$4,500? But no, because the money different, so it's more money there. But when they put it into American dollars, it was $4,500, which I think is crazy too. Like 45.
Oh, I was looking at her expenses, like for lawyer fees and everything.
4 racks over I need help, or you telling somebody back up. 4 racks, 4.5. Come on. Man. This is the world we live in, though. So, Rainbow, how you want to go out?
We don't even know if that's what really happened. It's he say, she say. She could have did more than what she's saying. But then again, it could be what she said. But who knows, y'all?
And yo, first of all, big shout out to TJ. TJ is August Beats. They are the producer for most of Equation's new hits. Love With You, Rewind, Love Hangover. My man TJ is the one who made all of those beats. So definitely holla at him if you need some beats. I'm happy to see him. It's been a minute. So, we definitely got to get back to work anyway. So definitely want to say shout out to TJ for pulling up. So how do you want to go out, Rainbow?
I'd like to say I want to thank everybody in the comments for being in the comments, keeping the show lively. I want to say thank you to Miss Sophia Cousins for being here.
Yes.
Speaking on something that really needs to be spoken on, because there are a lot of children out here with special needs. And a lot of the parents really don't know what to do, where to turn, who to talk to, because they feel like they're getting no help at every turn. So that was good conversation. Good, what am I trying to say? Whatever. I'll figure it out later and I'll let y'all know. And I want to thank you for being here, Dawn. I mean, you didn't have to be here, but I'm glad that y'all. And I just want to say thank y'all. God bless and good night.
And
how would you like to go out, Dawn?
I want to say thank you for everybody that tuned in. Thank you to Ms. Cousins. Like I said, me and her had an amazing conversation. And I was just happy. I think God puts you in the places you need to be to talk to the people you need to talk to.
Mm-hmm.
And that was one of the people I definitely need to talk to. And I as soon as she said what she said, we finished. Yo, I gotta have you on the show. Like, there's no advantage, but definitely. And I will be showing her that info so she could be on TK's show.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, I want to thank everybody. Yo, big shout out to the fact that Love Hangover is now at 6,000 streams. I appreciate y'all. The love is real.
We're getting there.
Like, yo, I definitely Laquasia, shout out to Laquasia. She's been
On
sick.
her grind.
That's the reason why everybody has not have been seeing her lately. You know, so get well, baby girl. You already know what it is, man.
That's because she must have been doing too much.
We was outside. We was outside, and yeah, you know, we was jumping.
She had fun. That's why she's sick.
Yeah, we was outside and jumping state to state, and she got caught up. So you know, but I'm happy she's starting to feel better. Love Hangover video will be out soon. I'm sorry about the rewind video. We might go back to that, but right now it's about Love Hangover.
You gotta sometimes you just gotta move on. Whatever's good right now, you just gotta move on to the next. Come on now. They ain't no need to go back. Y'all don't really need a video.
Once again, shout out to Fleet DJs. You can hear us and see us tomorrow at 9 a.m. on FleetRadioNetwork.com. So shout out to Fleet DJs, my bro Classic. Oh, we didn't even shout out our sponsors. We're going down. Shout out to Industry 21 Magazine, my boy Dame. He is out in Cali right now enjoying his best life. Shout out to Envious Creations. Make sure y'all catch her. Those jackets are out now. You can get you an Evening Rush jacket. You can get a jacket with your name on it.
You talking about an Evening Rush jacket? I'm trying to get some brownies.
Make sure you go to martinefelton.com. She has some definitely dope artwork up right now.
Mm-hmm.
And
I took a look at it last week.
It's definitely going to be worth some bread, so you want to have that up in your crib. You know what I'm saying? So you could definitely check that out. So other than that, I got to say this. You know, this was my boy Fresh Death Week. So, you know, I was a little down, but I was happy. Just seeing old pictures of my bro and you know, I definitely was happy. Yo, I miss you, bro. Definitely appreciate you. You're the reason why this machine gonna keep going. It ain't gonna stop. And you know what I mean? Other than that, we're gonna listen to some Love Hangover and we out. Yo, we catch y'all next week. Y'all already know what it is. It's the Evening Rush.
Ow!
Never lie, but if you must lie in the arms of the one you love. I've got a love hangover, so if this